Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Xenoblade Chronicle 2. We are still in Inline Sanctum and we're about to have a good rest before we head out to Zeke's country in order to prepare ourselves to gain access to Elysium, because there's a guard in front of the door and we need to remove it. And for that we need, I think the best way to call it is a royal treasure. So let's rest up and head out. Oh, we've prepared your rooms. I presume you'll be wanting to take your leave soon? Please make sure you're well rested before you set out once more. Let's do that.
We can reach Tantal by ship, but once we're there, we'll need to do a spot of walking.
So we're traveling with Shell, you? Never thought I'd see the day.
I think you'll find I make a fantastic ally.
Luck of Zeke not so great. Bet we shipwrecked by tomorrow.
Cheeky furball.
We're all gonna die.
Hey, Zeke. You said before that Torna concerned you too. What did you mean by that?
What? Oh, yeah, that. I don't know about those clowns, but Torna, the country that fell 500 years ago, they were the ancestors of us Tantalese. The people of Tantal are descended from Adam, the hero of Torna, who escaped its destruction.
So, after Pyra fell asleep, Adam escaped to Tantal?
That's right.
That is the first I've heard of it. I have studied much history, but this story never featured. Most peculiar.
We're humble. Don't really like to brag about it. The only real trace left is in this here sigil of the royal family.
But she would recognize it if it was true, right?
So why did you awaken Haze?
Because her power was of great use to me. Indol has found itself under attack from Torna a number of times. She was necessary in driving them back.
Really? Then why don't you seem to have any others? Blades, that is.
Driver though I may be, I am no fighter. Besides, I find the warrior monks here so reliable. They get the job done.
If you say so. I wonder, do you know why Torna are using the name of a dead country?
Jin was a blade of Torna once. Loyalty or nostalgia? Who can say? Perhaps both.
Is that really all there is to it?
You don't think so?
I don't know much about what happened while I slept. There are no written records, either. All we have is stories passed down.
And you think that is insufficient? History is a murky thing. Only those present can truly know what took place.
But weren't you one of those present?
And that is why I offer you my cooperation.
I guess we'll find out if we go to Tantal.
Yes, we will. We definitely will. Right, let's head for a Gotia's port. Can we make it a leisurely walk? I guess. Why? It's been honks since I last went home to Tantal. I've been thinking of Indol as my home so long now. It feels weird to leave. I want to enjoy my last moments here. Well, you can be shockingly sentimental sometimes. I know, shocking, isn't it? Oh, shut up, you two. I am gonna take some Indolin present for the folks you haven't seen in a while. As if my old man would want any of that. Come on, let's start walking to Gotia's port. You could grab a swig of Odifel along the way. They don't have that stuff in Tantal, so this could be your last chance. Oh, I said shut up already. Yes, one last look around, just to see for quests or people to talk to. And then, of course, do one round of the shop, see if we can buy anything. Because even though the development level is probably not important enough, might as well try. Is something wrong? I needed to catch my breath after experiencing such an historical moment. A spot of prayer should do the trick. Really, I suppose I ought to go home to Argentum before I get mixed up in any of this, but I think I'll stick around. I only plan to come here on a lazy tourist spree, but my merchant blood is telling me that I have to see it through. Then see it through. Definitely. Oh hey. With the summit over, the emergency security measures has been lifted. However, I feel there is still tension hanging in the air of the city. Even the holy songs ring out through the plaza sound somehow strained to my ears today. Yeah, maybe they hired the wrong person. Ooh. Actually painting? Ah, it's another one of those grey type paintings, yes. I've seen a couple of those around multiple games. Very intriguing. Alright, one more person here to talk to. Oh, the tragedy of it all. Is something wrong? To think that the day would come when I would have to enter the date of Lady Fan's death into the annals of Indol. The children loved her so. I think they really understand yet that she's gone forever. And we will never again hear her beautiful voice ring out in song. Well, you could honor her memory by singing about her in song. That's still something you could do. It would definitely not be in bad taste, I think. Oh, sure, it's a good thing my blade's so powerful. Oh, something bothering friend? Oh, the other day my blade found a poor sod who'd fallen into Indol's back. She was from the refugee camp, said she didn't want any help from a blade. Got quite angry actually. But we couldn't just leave her there like that, so we had to manhandle her out of there. Really? I don't see how that is a good thing. Because technically speaking, they are against blades, and if you then use a blade to force yourself around her, doesn't that just reinforce their belief that blades are evil? Are tools of destruction by the devil itself? Yeah, you could have probably handled that a little bit better.
Tensions seem high.
From what I gather, it seems an official summit is to be held between Mòrag and Uriah.
A summit? You mean about the recent pen shop? But I thought...
Didn't Praetor Amalthus get him to stop and sort it all out?
Perhaps there are some discussions they would prefer Indol not to be privy to.
Besides, Uriah doesn't like to associate too closely with Indol. They'd hate to be seen as acquiescing to the Praetor's will. Got to keep up appearances, you know.
Acquiescing? You what?
Like letting him tell them what's what.
For such a spanner, you sure use some big words. How come?
Well, he is royalty.
Stop calling me that! Buzz off, kitty no-mates! Anyway, this summit would explain why Mòrag isn't around.
Indeed. She has much to attend to.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Shared sovereignty over Gormott.
Yes. I don't think anything less will be sufficient to placate them.
The Senate would never approve it.
I can overrule them by decree. Of course, I would need to secure Senator Roderick's cooperation.
Imperial decree? If it's come to that, well then I cannot dissent. I cannot help but admire your courage, your majesty.
That means a lot, coming from you.
Acting Chairman Nira.
Sorry for intrude. Is emergency, so Nira take liberty of drop by unannounced.
You certainly look troubled, Chairman. So, what is this emergency you speak of?
Well...
Oh, is there a riot somewhere in the city? Between the two nations? But yeah, let's start shopping a little bit. See if there's things we can buy. No, still full. It's mostly to see if we've put it in a pouch somewhere. Alright, looking good. Ah, yes. We ate so many cakes. Oh, this world is a cruel, empty place. There is no joy, only despair. Ah, friend is okay? Lady Fan has passed away. Gazing upon her was all that kept my soul at ease. I hear my homeland of Mòrag is forming a peace treaty with Uriah. No doubt the results of some higher up seeing Lady Fan smile and realizing the futility of conflict. Oh, Lady Fan. Yeah, a big fan, definitely. Welcome to Gotius, the capital of the Praetorium of Indol. Oh, hello, friend. The people of Indol live in peace and harmony thanks to the teachings of Almalthus, our beloved praetor. Admittedly, our resources are somewhat strained due to the influx of refugees and foreign pilgrims. We appreciate your forbearable and to hope you'll enjoy your stay here in despite any inconvenience. Well, thank you very much.
So, we can make our way to Tantal from here. I assume the Praetor has a ship waiting for us.
Hey, Shalad.
What?
Are we really gonna just leave Mòrag behind?
Who's leaving anyone? She's got her own priorities, you know?
Yeah, but still.
Anyway, her schedule is filled with official duties right now.
For sure. It's just a bit of a shame is all. You know, since we came all this way together.
I guess I know how you feel, chum. Huh? Speak of the devil?
Does she want to come with us? She's more than welcome.
Banner's going for the summit.
On top of everything, an assassination attempt?
If blood gets spilled at the summit, it'll mean war.
War's good for business, after all. I guess he wants to use that to get himself back in with the guild.
Why, that little? I was wondering where he'd slunk off to. What a sneaky git.
It seems Acting Chairman Nira wishes to take care of this incident covertly, to avoid it reflecting badly upon the guild.
So you came to us?
If we mobilize the army, the whole thing will become public.
Oh, I get it. So we're a more convenient solution.
Yes, plausible deniability. So yes.
If you refuse, Bridget and I will do what we can alone.
Ah, come off it, lady. You wouldn't even think of dragging us into this, if you thought you could handle it on your own.
I suppose not. You know Bana as well as I. There's no telling what he might be plotting.
According to Acting Chairman Nira, Several giant weapons were being built at the factory where we last saw him. And one of them is currently unaccounted for.
He got a Rosa?
Giant weapons.
Got it. Besides, you know, we've got our own score to settle with him.
Yeah.
Thank you. It will be easier to focus on my duties knowing you are on the case. Good luck.
Leave it to us.
So I'm guessing we're having a side trip before continuing forward. Alright, let's do it. But this one does sound really important. Lady Fan of funerary services was a solemn and grand. I will probably never forget her beauty, nor the pain of losing such a pure and noble soul. I wonder what will become of Indol without Lady Fan. I hope that the peace we enjoy will continue, but I cannot help but worry. Yeah, I get that. A quick checkup. Woo! There is a lot of markers. Ah, ask around. Alright, let's ask around. Hey, you heard about anything suspicious going down at the Uriah Ardanian summit? I do wonder. Myself, I am an Ardanian, yet I live under the protection of Indol. And the Uranians and Gormati here, for instance, seem to get along just as well. But just take a look at those lot. Clutching their tools of conflict and fixing one another with the coldest of stares. They can't even have a civil discussion short of holding a banquet like this. Don't you think it's absurd? If they have the time to be wasting on such extravagances, they should use it to save their own suffering people. It does frustrate me. Sometimes I think the people running those nations could learn a thing or two from our camp. Well, he's not totally wrong, definitely. Have you heard anything about the untoward going on at the Uriah Ardanian summit? Well, I saw these weird bird people. Not like Nopon, a bit bigger than that. And, really, birdy looking. I think I saw pictures of them before in a picture book, but I can't remember what they're called. Turken, maybe? Ah, that's it. They're called Turken. Thanks, that was really bugging me. But what would a bunch of Turken be doing in a place like this? Thank you so much. Yeah, that sounds like a very valuable one. Still plenty of people to ask for clues. Hey, have you heard anything about anything suspicious going on at the Uriah Ardanian summit? Ah, I have a good one for you. Now, this I have to hear. Some kind of ingredients with a monstrosity foul odor were carried into the Ardanian Titan vessel. The stench was so strong, I can still smell it on my clothes. There were other ingredients too, weird and wonderful, a lot of them. I don't know what they are for, but it can be your average recipe. Thanks. Okay, small little bits of information, which if you put it together, they will paint a very, very important picture. Alright, so we have one more to the side. And two at the end of the dock. So let's talk to the two at the end first. And then we can slowly make our way up. Because I do wonder if we need to talk to the specific person to get the information we need. Or if we talk to all of them, we have the information to continue forward. Nera think high probability Bana lying low somewhere in Indol. Nera, just pray we able to blow this case wide open before Queen Rakira arrive. Roger. Nera, counting on you. Have you heard anything about anything untoward going on at the Uriah Ardanian summit? Ah, problems at the summit? A ridiculous notion. The summit will be held aboard this Titan battleship, so we have no need to fear attacks from the outside. This door is the only entrance, and it will not be opened until just before the summit. To admit, Queen Rakira. We have not allowed a single suspicious individual to pass to this point. As such, there is no need or fear an attack from within either. Thanks. It sounds good, but having such tight security only widens gaps at other locations because you cannot look everywhere all the time. If you know your surroundings, if you know the area, I'm pretty sure you can work your way around it. Alright, like I said, now the other dock. Will it be the entrance to the other big ship? Probably. Now, can we just get a nice small mobile ship for ourselves? Hey, you heard anything about anything suspicious going down at the Ardanian summit? Well, perhaps there are untoward intentions on the Mòrag side, frankly. I would expect it. But I can assure you that we of Araya have no intentions of trying anything funny. The word of Queen Rokira is absolute. We trust in our queen, and as she wills it, we gladly put our weapons aside. There's no need for concern.
Ah, that makes sense.
Of course, if the queen ordered me to take up arms, I would gladly fight tooth and nail against those Ardanian dogs. You would do well to not forget that.
Much thanks.
Alright, good to know. So a third party Turkan warriors might be somewhere in town. So that basically also means that they could be the guards of Benna. So we find them, we find Benna. Have you heard anything about untowards going on at the Ardanian summit? Well, there was one request I thought was decidedly suspicious. We had an open fellow asking about supplies of poisonous substances. I told him we do not handle such items here, of course, and he left soon after. But what I hear, he's been asking around other places too. Who knows what he might be plotting? Thanks. Yeah, that does sound extremely suspicious. Come on. There has to be a clear location where he's hiding, I'm sure of it.
So will be big summit talk thing, yes? Fred know anything about suspicious things happening there?
There is certainly something not quite right going on. I saw a very large wooden box being transported on the Titan battleship. It was accounted for on the inventory list, so most of my colleagues think it's no problem. But I honestly can't imagine what they would want such a huge box for. I'm worried about what might be inside. Thanks. All really good, suspicious locations. Have you heard anything about anything untowards going on at the Ardanian summit? The Ardanian Titan battleship has extremely sturdy defenses. I doubt there's a single weapon in this whole port that can damage it. Besides, I heard that the main conference will only be attended by a very select few group of trustworthy individuals. I can imagine how any miscreants could hope to get close to the VIPs to harm them, even if they wanted to. A lot of people are on edge, but I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Thank you so much.
You have my gratitude also. Staying calm and collected. Best way to go about it.
Thought I want to hear gossip.
So I hear Mòrag and Uraya are finally making peace. No more war is good thing, but I don't know what Mòrag is going to do from here on out. Everyone knows the homeland isn't going to last much longer. Is Mòrag just going to perish with its Titan? Oh, it's no good. I'm just depressing myself thinking about it. I'll go grab a pick-me-up Odifa at Cafe Lutino. Hey, you heard about anything suspicious going down at the Ardanian summit? Well, nothing untoward is going on in the Ardanian army, I assure you. Those who have come to Indal belong to the Karak Imperial Guard. Elite soldiers who have been sworn solemn oaths to protect the Emperor. So, if anything suspicious were to be going on, I'd venture it would have been on the Iranian side. I find it difficult to tell what those people are thinking sometimes. Thanks. Well, still too little information to determine who's the culprit. Hey, you heard about anything suspicious going down at the Ardanian summit? Well, in the current climate, I fear almost anything could happen. I can scarcely wait for the day when that huge awful Titan battleship is gone from our shores. It pains me to even see such an unsightly structure in our beloved city. I am sure they are all upstanding Indoline citizens resent its presence. We can, Mòrag and our area not cease all this foolishness, conflict, and simply submit themselves to the will of Indol. Yeah, I think Indol, well, the Praetor's trying to prevent that because he doesn't want to come over as favoring one particular side. Alright, one more left. And for that, we need to go to the inn. Yeah.
Up.
We've gathered quite a bit of information now. Yeah, and plenty of it blatantly bogus, but there were some rumors in there that did bug me a bit. Time to sort out the real dirt from the baseless suspicion.
Oh, detective time. First, we clear our basic premise. Who is targeting Summit of Nations?
Well, is former Chairman Bana Masterpon forget already?
Oh, no. Tora not that stupid. It's tradition for deducing to start by listing information everybody knows. Proper flow is for Rex to think carefully and provide answer.
Okay. On the next basic premise, then, where is the summit to be held? Well, if there's a summit between two nations, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be on a location that is conflict-free. So going to the Ardanian Titan battleship would be a little bit weird. Inside the Sanctum of Indol, right? No, this is the last, that's where we had the last big meeting. This summit is between the leaders of Mòrag and Aurea alone. They would hardly hold it under Indol's nose. But why would you put it on an Ardanian Titan battleship on the location of one of your enemies? They're not gonna trust that, right? Then it's inside the Titan battleship for Mòrag. Yes, that's right. It seemed like Bana is planning on an assassination, but what method do you think he might be using? Poison, considering he's been asking around about it. I think the method might be poison. Yeah, the ship's totally secure from the outside, and only trustworthy people will be attending after all. I guess the only meeting method that really leaves is tampering with the food. But when would the poison be added, and to what exactly? Personally, I would put it into the drinking water at the conference, so you have a bigger spread of spreading the poison. Maybe they'll contaminate the drinking water at the conference? But did we not hear that the main conference would only be attended by a select trustworthy individuals? It might be possible to contaminate the water supply before the conference begins, might it not? If it were me, I wouldn't even drink any water at the conference like that. Cannot be too careful around people you don't know very well.
Is that how it works? Well, maybe there's a more effective method.
We're picking all the wrong answers today. It gotta be the meal at the banquet, right? Yes, I can hardly imagine if VIPs will be preparing their own food.
I'd quite like to see Mòrag and Bridget try cooking for a banquet.
And someone was saying that they'd seen a lot of weird ingredients being carried inside, right? Indeed they were.
Suspicious big box carried inside too.
Could the strong flavored ingredients be to hide the taste of the poison? You're sharp, Rex. I bet that's exactly what they're for.
My only question left is, who will be carrying out the poisoning itself?
Let's see now. Could it be those Turkan?
The ones that girl was talking about. Bana uses Turkan as minions before. Dara remember from Artificial Blade Factory in Mòrag.
Ah, I can see how they might be more convenient for him than hiring professional assassins then. Yeah, but you think Turken know the first thing about cooking? I don't know about that. Listen, I think we're just going around in circles here. If we know somebody probably gonna poison the food, then why not go check out the battleship first? Good point. Regardless of who's carrying it out, we should act fast and if we're going to stop this plot. Ah, that's all then. Everybody go to dining hall of our Danian battleship. Benna the Schemer, part 1 complete. So I'm guessing we need to go into the battleship? Probably? Oh yeah, definitely. I poured my heart into baking these pickies. Would you care to try one? We already have all of them. Okay. Welcome to Indal. Whether it's sightseeing or shopping you're after, Indal has it all. Unfortunately, Indal currently has great sadness. Our golden voiced goddess, Fenlanorn, has rejoined the ether stream. The nation is in mourning, but I'm sure even the praetor's heart weighs heavy. Yeah. I bet it does. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna leave the investigation of the ship over to the next one. So, for now, we're gonna leave it here, just in front of the exit entrance. And in between episodes, we're just gonna keep on building upon our party members like we always do. And eventually have Zeke ready to replace Nia in the party. That's a little bit the idea behind it. So, next time we're gonna go into the big ass ship and try to figure out where is Bana and is he actually after poisoning all the people at the board in order to incite war among the people. Probably yes, but we still need to figure that one out. So let's do that next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we are going hunting. See you then. Bye bye.